Every time I drive around, they think it's feeding time. It's almost like they're pigs or something. Guys, you've had a treat and you've had your breakfast. You gotta wait till the night, then you get your dinner, okay? Goofballs. Sure is a pretty day. Well, it's finally dried out enough, keyword being enough, to smooth out all my compost that I made last 2 years in the garden. It's still too wet to till. Tilled anyway. You can see by how clotted up everything is. It's way too wet. Oh, a big old clod, see. It's just too wet. But we had about 200 onions that had to get planted. I held off as long as I could, but I couldn't hold off anymore. So I put a whole bunch up towards the house, and I put another, I don't know how many this is, maybe 100, 125 up here. They send them to you, well, at least these Texas sweet onions, these are 1015s. You know, you can plant them so much earlier in Texas than you can up here. So we have to let them sit for a while. We're kind of doing what they said couldn't be done. But we got the first bit of green in the garden, so I'm happy about that. This thing getting way more sun than what it used to. Cleared all these trees out of here. Still have a big old mess. Well, these are just a couple of sticks and one trunk over there to finish cleaning up. Got to put this dirt pile back over in there. And what else? Yeah, the rest of all the trees, they were all pines except for one birch, which I've got all the logs piled up over here, which I'll cut up and burn in the boiler next winter. But this is what I've been doing, crawling around on the ground like a goofball. But we're getting the first bit of green in the garden. Oh man, it's soft. Goodness. Yeah. Oh, we have about 1 inch of rain coming tonight. I say 3/4 of an inch to an inch. So these things are going to get pounded, but it's the way it goes. I was hoping that this would dry out a little bit more, but it's still early. It's real early to be doing this, so I feel rushed, but I'm really not rushed, if you know what I mean. But, well, I'm going to go take a break, because when I was dismounting the tiller from the tractor, it slid off the dunnage and pinched my leg up against the tire on the tractor, and did it in a way that I had a real hard time getting my butt out of a pickle. We managed to get it and just escaped with a couple bruises, but yeah, that sucked, and my leg hurts. And crawling around, I've hauled a bunch of compost, spread everything out, and I've cleared up all the flower beds and stuff up near the house, and then have kind of been dumping the compost up in here. You can kind of see the different colors of the dirt. It's all the darker stuff is everything I've put in and kind of worked in. But yeah, now it just gets to sit for probably another month or so, and then we can start popping more plants in. It all has to do with soil temperature up here is what I found. You just never really had to deal with that in Texas. When it quit frosting, you were okay, but up here, you got to watch your soil temps. And last year we planted all of our seeds. We planted when it was too cold. The soil temp was still below 50 degrees, and like 90% of our seeds didn't germinate. It was a disaster, but it's the way she goes. I'm not a professional, and we're learning as we go. This is just a hobby. So, but anyway, you guys have a good one. We'll talk to y'all later.